This is Brennan here with Beyond Our Borders, and I'm here with Daniel Rudolfsson, and I'm going to interview him about several things, his experience here in the United States. Daniel's from Sweden, and Daniel, just talk to us about your hometown, you know, coming here, your family, just wherever.
I was born in a medium-sized town in Sweden called Gävle. It's about 100,000 people living there.
Wow.
So moving here to Martinsville is a little bit
Of
smaller
adjustment,
compared
yeah.
to my hometown, which I found pretty good actually, because everything is not that big for me. Everything is not like big and huge like you would expect if you go to a bigger city with a bigger university.
So the adjustment was difficult. Tell me about what do you like most about the campus here, the Martinsville-Henry County area? What's some things that your pastimes really?
Well, obviously people are really nice to me. I mean, you've been taken care of really well. Just being able to come here, this is my first semester, so coming here as a freshman, you've been getting a lot of help, all the help you need. Like compared to going to a bigger university where you're more or less by yourself and gotta figure out things on your own, you got all this support that you really need when you're a freshman coming from abroad.
Well, a lot of students, you know, especially my age, will dream of going somewhere else, far away. You made that happen. Tell me about, you know, building up to coming to the United States and what your family thought. You know, just give me the entire rundown about that.
Well, I'm here as an athlete, so I play golf. So I'm here both for my studies and my athletics, and my family really supports me. I mean, they think it's super cool that I'm going here, and they really support me. My mother thinks it's a little bit too far away, though.
Yeah. Oh man. So tell me about Sweden. Tell me about what would you do for fun there? I mean, how is it, more or less, how is it different from here? You know, what does everybody, where does everybody hang out, or what does everybody do there?
I think it's pretty similar, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't find that much big of a cultural difference.
Really?
Actually, no, not really. I think it's pretty similar.
How is the academics? I mean, is it hard for you to transition to this college lifestyle, and was it any shock that set in once you moved here? Tell me about that.
Well, I graduated high school for about 3.5 years ago. So being able to start up here, it's more like my high school than I would expect. Yeah, really. So for me, as coming in as a freshman, it's a good way to get started and to get into the system again and just maintain focus at your studies again.
So you came. Tell me when you came.
I came 2 months ago in
2
January.
months ago.
So this is my first semester.
And you're heading back.
I'm heading back in the summer, but I'm coming back here in the fall.
Really?
So I'm going back
so you're
Sweden
going
for vacation.
Back.
Yeah.
So so you really like the place, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, obviously you're going to come back.
Yeah.
Tell me about your family a little bit.
I got a 4-year older brother, and I've grown up living with my brother and my mother and my father.
Golf. Tell me a little bit about golf over there. I mean, I assume, you know, they have golf courses similar to us. There's no difference.
Yeah. Well, the biggest difference is the weather. I'm from up north in Sweden, so we can only play for, like, let's say 3 on top 4 months a year.
Really?
So the biggest difference for me coming here is to be able to play all year round.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Aside from that little bit of snow we got recently.
Well, I'm used to that.
Yeah. Would you, and this just personally, would you recommend, when you go back this summer, would you recommend this experience to your friends back home, or really anybody? Would you recommend coming to the United States, even here to Patrick Henry? Would you recommend that?
Definitely.
Really?
Definitely. It's a big experience. I mean, not only with the studies, but I mean, it's a big life experience as well. I mean, like now I meet all these people from all over the world, and especially Americans. I mean, hopefully I can graduate and become bilingual. So I think it's a great opportunity.
That's awesome. What do you miss most from home?
Well, it's obviously family and friends. I mean, I lived abroad before, and it's the same deal back then. It's friends and family. That's what you miss.
Really?
That's pretty much the only thing I miss from back home.
Really? Well, what do you miss least about home, really?
Well, it's got to be the weather.
The weather.
Even though we had like 2 weeks of snow here in Martinsville, it's just 2 weeks and not 4 months.
4 months. Wow, that's intense. What do you do for fun here, aside from playing golf, aside from being here at the school? What's some things that you found really interesting here?
Well, since I'm from Sweden, I'm a big hockey fan. So one thing I've been doing is I've been going down to Royal with some of my friends to watch the Hurricanes play. Yeah. Which I think is awesome. I love hockey.
So
it's
awesome.
A great live sport to watch. So that's a great thing to do.
How is the people different here in the United States? You mentioned earlier that there's really not a lot of differences with people. With students, is there differences in the way we dress? I'm sure most people speak Swedish. They don't speak English, or is that?
They speak decent English. Not
really?
too good, yeah.
So is it usually taught to speak bilingually?
No, not really. But I mean, if you look at the average Swede, they are pretty good at speaking English.
Really?
Yeah, they are. But besides from that, the biggest difference is people are more open, more friendly here, I think.
Really?
Yeah, much easier to like, just pick up a conversation with anybody.
Wow.
Which I found different in Sweden.
Really?
Yeah.
Now here's the biggest question I myself have wondered about. Why did you come to Patrick Henry, Martinsville, Henry County? Why did you decide? Did they offer to you, or tell me the process of you coming here to this college in particular, from all the way across from Sweden?
That's a good question. I get that a lot. Well, basically, how I found out about Patrick Henry is through a scholarship agency, and they said you had a real nice program here, both for academics and athletics. And I was presented just at school and the golf program, and it was a great deal. We got a great facility that we play golf on. We got a great coach. We got a good team. So overall, it's just a good way to combine your academics and your athletics.
Was it hard once you started playing golf? Was it hard to kind of bond with the guys coming from where you did? Was it difficult for you to adjust to new friendships?
No, not really. I think it develops pretty fast, the friendship, and as long as you got that connection, I mean, especially with the guys you play golf with, you got that in common, so that develops really quickly.
So how long ago did you start playing golf?
I started playing golf like 12 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, so I've been getting on for a while.
Wow. All right, who's your favorite golf player?
Henrik Stenson, the Swede, the tall Swede.
Yeah. Okay. So describe your experience here at Patrick Henry. When you came in January, describe the months that you've been here so far, the adjustment. Tell me about that.
I mean, so far I've been having a really good time. I mean, it's pretty easy to adapt and to adjust because you get so much support and so much help from everybody.
What do you mean by support?
I mean, just everything from like the support you get in the LRC, the writing center, the math lab, the coaches that take care of you, the athletic department, everybody at school. Everybody is so friendly and they want to help you. So that makes it so much easier coming here from abroad. So instead of just being thrown out there all by yourself, you get all this support that you really need when you're a freshman.
Yeah, and I think that's. I saw when you first came, registration day, we had met.
I look lost.
Yeah, you did look a little lost, but you know, I was impressed that you were handling it so well. Most students would struggle with adjusting to something like that, adjusting to leaving home indefinitely, like crossing the ocean. And I was impressed that you would come this far and you would build relationships. And I definitely have seen that adjustment in you. What is some advice that you would give students interested in coming here for athletics, students interested in just coming to PH from a far-off place like Sweden?
Yeah, for example.
What's some advice that you would give students about that, about coming here, really?
Well, just be open-minded and be as prepared as you can be. And you really don't have a clue what to expect. But once you get it, you just gotta keep fighting. It's gonna get tough over time, but you just gotta keep fighting and just try to make the most out of it. And be open-minded to every kind of support and advice you.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of it, just being humble and asking a lot of questions.
Exactly. Be curious.
Be curious. That's good. That's really good. I think that the LRC has really provided a lot of help for me. A lot of the faculty will help you. Tell me about some of the faculty members that has helped you along the way, that's, went out of their way. Just describing in those teachers to me.
Well, I got a really good English teacher, for example. I mean, besides from just the English I'm doing in class, I get a lot of support in the LRC and in the writing center after class as well. So whenever I'm struggling in class a little bit, I just go there and we knock it out in half an hour, and that's it. So it's nice to sit in class and know, without feeling that stress that, oh my God, I don't get it. You can just relax and know, okay, I'll get it eventually. Just give it some time and I'll be fine.
Any other teachers in mind that you feel some subjects that you struggle with? Anybody in particular that's really helped you along the way so far here?
Well, I also got a really good math teacher. Math can be a struggle.
Yeah.
So just being able to know that you can just walk up to the office at any time and get the help you really need, that's relaxing.
Yeah, I found that. I think once I came to college, I started to invest in my education. I hadn't beforehand. Tell me about high school. Were you interested in coming to the United States? You said you waited about 3 years.
Yep.
There was this gap. Tell me about that, the transition from high school to college.
Well, that's quite a big transition for me. I worked construction for 3 years actually after I graduated high school.
Really?
Yes, I was in the construction program in high school back in Sweden. So after I graduated high school, I trying to figure out a way to combine my sport as well as working at the same time, which I found out after 3 years that doesn't work out. I need a better way to combine this. So I had in mind when I graduated high school that I wanted to go to college to be able to play golf and get a proper education. But I mean, it took me like 3 years to figure out that I really wanted to do it, because I want to give my golf career a proper chance and be able to come in here to practice all year round and get some good tournaments going in both spring, summer and fall. It's just the greatest opportunity for me.
Wow.
So it was a hard thing to let go of my work, because I worked full time for 3 years. So, coming here as a student, that's a big difference.
That is
I can tell you.
Huge change.
It's a huge change.
So you had to take several changes on. What's some changes that you've done so far as to come here? Do you study a lot? Yeah, how do you work that into your? I mean, do you stay up till 3:30 with a cup of coffee? I know you're an athlete, and there's not a lot of time to do a lot of stuff.
No, I see what you get. And for me, golf is kind of special, because you need to keep both your body and your mind in shape to be able to play your best. So what I like to do is I like to be ahead of my game in my studies. I like to be ahead in my classes, just to make sure I got that knocked out, and then I can focus on my golf.
Yeah.
Because if I got a big pile of homework back home, I'm not going to be able to focus on my golf.
Exactly. That's smart. So always take care of the academics first.
In advance, yes.
You're
Otherwise
a student athlete, not an athletic student.
Exactly. Otherwise, I'm going to have that nagging in the back of my head all the time when I'm practicing. I'm not going to be able to focus. So.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the interview. This has been wonderful, and thank you guys for listening. Take care.